Tomorrow is Survivor Series Wargames, and it's one of the most anticipated PLEs of the year besides SummerSlam and WrestleMania. And in today's video, I'm going to go over each of the matches that are going down and just talk about what I think is going to happen in each of them and who I think is winning. But before we do that, if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way you get some of the best wrestling content out there. So tomorrow night Survivor Series is in Vancouver, Canada, and it will be at a special time of 6 p.m. Eastern over on the Peacock app or on the WWE Network, depending on where you are in the world. And there are 5 scheduled matches for this event, with 2 of them being Wargames matches and the other 3 being championship matches. And for one of the Wargames matches, there is a lot on the line for both teams. So without further ado, let me go over each of the matches. There are 5 once again, and this is not in any particular order. So the first match we have is the United States Championship on the line with Shinsuke Nakamura facing LA Knight. And shockingly enough, I think Shinsuke Nakamura might actually win this match. Why would WWE bring back Shinsuke after months of being missing in action just for him to lose the US Championship match against LA Knight? And LA Knight has had a lot of enemies as of recently, whether it's be Santos Escobar, whether it's Logan Paul wanting a rematch, or Carmelo Hayes, or Andrade. LA Knight got a lot of people he got to worry about, and with Shinsuke Nakamura having the upper hand with a return, I think he got it. Even though I do enjoy the US Open challenges, but in this case, I think Shinsuke won it. Next up, we have a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship with Bron Breakker defending against Ludwig, Kaiser, and Sheamus. Out of all the 3 here, I would love to see Ludwig Kaiser as Intercontinental Champion, but I have a feeling Bron Breakker is just gonna spin around, do 23-mile-an-hour clotheslines, and retain the title. I think they're overhyping the fact that Sheamus hasn't won the Intercontinental Championship and he wants to be a Grand Slam champion, and they're using that to hopefully get the audience to think he's winning, when in reality Bron Breakker is being pushed to the freaking moon. I can see Ludwig Kaiser winning a championship down the line, but it is not tomorrow night. We have the World Heavyweight Championship on the line with Gunther defending against Damian Priest, and I really don't know about this match, so I can't really say what my findings are for who I think is winning, because Damian Priest has been on a roll absolutely messing with Gunther and making Gunther feel like he is less than average as a champion. But I could see Gunther retaining because he is Gunther. He is the guy with the chops. He has been champion for 70% of his WWE career and counting. So if I see Damian Priest win the title, it's because of some sort of interference, and I think they're going after the fact that Damian Priest lost because of Finn Balor and not because like Gunther's better than him or whatever. Plus I could see Ludwig Kaiser interfering, which also causes Gunther to go crazy. So if you had to force me to pick somebody, it would probably be Gunther, because if they want to really continue this storyline of, oh, Gunther's losing his touch and whatever, and then maybe Ludwig betraying Gunther down the line, I say Gunther win because of Ludwig Kaiser getting in the way, and then it gets to Gunther's head like, oh, can I really do this by myself? Next up, we have the Women's War Games match, which is a 5-on-5 matchup consisting of Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Bayley, Io Sky, and Naomi going up against Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Raquel Rodriguez, and Candace LaRae. Now, if you don't know what a War Games match is, it basically goes as this. It is 5-on-5. There are 2 arenas surrounded by a steel cage. 1 person from each team starts it off, and every 90 seconds to 2 minutes, another person shows up from one of the teams until all competitors are in the match. That's when officially the match starts, and then the first person to do a pinfall or submission wins the match for their team. There are no disqualifications, and the match technically does not start until everybody's in the ring. And a weird mix, if you leave the cage, your team gets disqualified. So a lot can happen here, because first off, we have Tiffany Stratton with the Money in the Bank, and I could see Tiffany Stratton getting pissed off at Nia or Liv. This is fair game for her to pick whoever she wants to become a world champion tomorrow night. Then we got Candace LaRae, who's been up Nia Jax's ass for like the past few weeks, and Tiffany Stratton could get jealous over that. And then we got Liv Morgan with Dominic Mysterio, who could probably try and get into the cage and probably get beat up in the match. On the other end, we have Jade Cargill's replacement Bayley in there. So now there's speculation that Bayley's the one that beat up Jade Cargill, when we all know it's probably Bianca Belair. Maybe Jade Cargill makes an appearance and costs them the match because of what happened. Maybe she knows who did it. And I think for Rhea Ripley's sake, she's just gonna try and find a way to beat up Dominic Mysterio if he tries to climb over the cage. So if I had to pick a winner, I would say Team Bianca / Rhea Ripley, but I feel like Tiffany Stratton will probably tease a Money in the Bank, and the crowd is gonna go wild. And I pray to God, I hope Io Sky does that dive again with the garbage can on her body, because that was hilarious. hilarious, and for some reason that TikTok is going viral again on my page. And the main event of the evening, we got the OG Bloodline versus the new Bloodline. Before I go over this video, I want y'all to know that I made a video earlier this year after WrestleMania speaking about what I thought was going to happen between them at Wargames, and we almost got the complete match of what I said. So make sure you check out that YouTube video right there. But we got the OG Bloodline and CM Punk going up against the new Bloodline and Bronson Reed. Now, I originally thought it was going to be Seth Rollins, which would have made more sense because of Bronson Reed being on the other side. But in a crazy twist, Paul Heyman bought out CM Punk after returning since getting beat up in Madison Square Garden. So I guess in a way, this is a favor for helping out with Paul Heyman to beat up the Bloodline. In terms of who wins this match, there is a lot of speculation that Paul Heyman is betraying Roman Reigns in some way, shape, or form. Now, if it's after the match or before the match, we will not know until the show happens. But I swear to God, The Rock better show up at the end. But I haven't really gone forward enough into the Bloodline feud past Wargames, so I really don't know what they would do after going into the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. So because of that, I feel like the OG Bloodline could win. And if Paul Heyman were to betray Roman Reigns, it will probably be after. Because why would Paul Heyman allow Solo Sikoa to win after his whole team just absolutely decimated him in Madison Square Garden? And maybe it was by orders of the tribal chief, who Paul Heyman now considers is The Rock. But there's one thing for sure about this match, and it's that it is going to deliver. It is going to be absolutely wild. The match itself is probably going to be good, but I'm excited for what happens before and after. So those are your 5 matches, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments below of what's going to happen tomorrow night at Survivor Series. And as always, if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, that way we get some of the best wrestling content out there. I will see you guys on the next video. Peace out, everybody.